What's happening, people? Welcome back to By Design. Today, I'm talking about designing playlists intentionally. I don't know if anyone knows, I spoke about it in the last episode. This past year, I started or restarted a radio show with my good friend Stu. It's called Stay with Stu and Jay. Please listen to it if you haven't already. We've got a bunch of our shows on Mixcloud, and we are on Shoreditch Radio at 1 p.m. British time every Monday. So please have a listen if you haven't already. And if you have, I really appreciate it. But I want to talk about designing playlists because we've all been there where we're at a function or we're doing something and we're like, you know what, I'd love to have a bit of music accompany this, but you don't have a playlist specifically for that moment. I think moments are very specific, but playlists are quite generic until today. So this is useful, especially I think, because it's almost New Year's Eve and that's a time where music gets played a lot. So this is how I've thought about curating playlists, and I think it's pretty bulletproof. So on Spotify, you can have playlist folders, right, where you can put playlists in. And I think that there are 9 very specific, but also generic playlist folders that everyone should have. And it encompasses all different genres and all different moments. So you should be able to file them away and organize them very specifically, but also you should be able to cater for all occasions and all audiences. So the way that I've devised these 9 folders is by a 3x3 grid. So on one axis, we have the mood, and on the other axis, we have the number of people there. So the moods are chill, vibes, and hype. So we've got chill mood, a vibey mood or vibes mood, and a hype mood. Chill mood is chill. Vibes is kind of like, okay, you might bust a little 2-step, but nothing major. And then hype is when you need high energy. And then the category for the number of people is me, few, and many. Very simple. You're on your own, few people around, or many people. Very easy to decipher. So the playlist folder for being on your own, me, but chill, is your study/work folder. This can also be incorporated into early morning with your coffee. You know, in the summer, you grab a coffee, you're sat outside, sipping on your coffee, happy days. You know what I mean? You're on your own, maybe a little bit of reading music, right? All of these types of vibes can go into this folder, study/work folder. Then you move along the me axis, and we have me, vibey, me. And this is for when you're getting ready. Maybe you're in the shower. You know what I mean? You're in the shower, you're getting ready. You might be putting makeup on. You're putting on a fit, trying on different fits, whatever. This is vibey and me. Okay, this is your pre-playlist. This is when you're on your own. You can put all of your guilty pleasures in there as well. Just something to get you a bit of vibes, right? And then there's me hype, which is like where you can put gym playlists, right? Gym playlists, or if you want particularly uplifting or energizing shower, or if you want to be jumping up and down as you're getting ready, you can also throw those playlists into here as well. Okay, so those are all under me. Those are all the folders that you need for solitary activities. Congratulations. Few. So this is where I'd say maybe up to a dozen people. You know what I mean? Like, it's got a dozen people, up to a dozen people with you. So few chill is like a late night drive. You could be in your 2-seater car, 5-seater car, 7-seater car or whatever, late night driving home from the function, driving to the function, doesn't really matter. This is when you put in your like Party Next Door, what's the song, Break from Toronto. Do you know what I mean? That kind of vibe, okay? That's your late night drive folder that you're putting those kinds of playlists in, that kind of mood. And then you got few vibes, okay? So you got vibes with a few people, and that's pre-drinks. That's your pre's. That's like when you're getting ready to go out, you're about to go out. That is more when you're on your way to the function, but it's early doors. That's when it's summer, the sun's going down, and you're getting ready to be heading out. You're getting ready for the next spot. The day's been leading up to this evening, and you're getting ready for it. You're maybe having some food with some people, this kind of thing. And then the few hype is your road trip or your on the way playlist. So this pre-drinks are done, you're in the Uber, you hook up to the aux, and then you're like, yeah, this is what we need to be going, right? This is where you might have some sing-along songs. Maybe your karaoke tunes would be here, your karaoke repertoire. Everyone needs karaoke repertoire. That would obviously be in the Me Hype, the Me Vibes one. But for the few hype one, you might also put in a few of those karaoke songs that you and your pals really enjoy. Okay. And then finally, we've got the many chill. Okay. So we got many people, but a chill mood. This is your dinner, right? This is your music that you're going to have. You're hosting a dinner. You might be hosting some drinks, some chill drinks or something, maybe like a wine tasting or something like that. And this is what you're putting on. You know, this is where you show off your jazz knowledge, right? Have you heard of Miles Davis? Do you know about Thelonious Monk? That kind of chat, right? That's your many chill. Any vibes is for an activity. When I think about it, it's a summer activity, but it's not constrained to summer, but it's an activity. So this is your cookout. This is your barbecue. This is your pool party. This is your climbing gym, right? If you're at a climbing gym and you could jump on the aux, this is the kind of music that you're putting on. If you're doing an outdoor workout, this is the kind of thing that you're doing. And then finally, you've got many people who are trying to get hype. What else do you need to say? This is your party playlist. These are your rave playlists. This is where you need everyone to turn up. This is the music that you put on your USB and you carry around just in case the DJ at the function gets ill or something and you need to step in, even if you have no idea on how to mix. I might be speaking from experience there, but it's those kinds of tunes, right? It's those kinds of playlists that you need. And that's it. Those are the 9 playlist folders that you need. And you can pretty much cater for every single occasion. And you can file your playlist under each of those folders and you should be able to sort yourself out. You should be able to find the playlist very easily. I think it's quite fun to make playlists based on very specific events that have happened. So you could have your sister's wedding or something and all the songs that remind you of that time. Or a holiday. Holiday playlists are great because there are songs that very specifically remind you of a holiday. I'm a Chameleon will forever remind me of Milan in like 2019 or 2018 or something. 2018. And that's, if you know, you know. But yeah, those are all the folders that you need. And I hope that's been useful for you. Really short episode today. It was a longer episode the other day on Christmas Day. Hope everyone had a great Christmas and Boxing Day. Hope everyone is looking forward to New Year and having a restful time with friends and family. If you found this enjoyable, if you learned something, if you found this useful, please send it to someone who might also find it useful. I know I've yapped on a little bit here, but I think the 9 folder playlist structure is really useful. And if you're enjoying the show, if you're getting something out of the show, then please do follow, subscribe, and leave a positive review. I would really appreciate it. If there's anything that you'd like to hear from me going into 2026, please let me know. I respond to all comments and I will do what I can to respond to you guys. When I say I do what I can, I will respond to you guys and I will make an episode out of it. Yeah, I really appreciate you for listening. And until next time, have a great rest of your week and I will see you on the next one.